So your behavior while you're making these calls, you have to be closing. You have to be getting to the point. And the point is that you want to set a listing appointment. Or if you're working with buyers, you want to set a buyer orientation. If every day you make calls until you get one person interested, then you have done your job. And after that, what you're going to do, and this is, everyone's going to want to throw tomatoes at my screen for what I'm about to say. So what's going to be important if you want to get to 25 deals or 250,000? You're going to want to have a schedule that is very clear and very easy for you to follow. I'm going to be specific on this teaching because this is really like for moms who, I know what position you're in because I was in the same. So maybe you get up at 5:30 and you work out at home, like you do workout videos, or maybe you go to the gym, whatever you like to do. Or maybe you just walk your dogs. Start off by moving your body. And then you're going to want to write out your scripts or do role play. Who is the best person for you to role play with? It's your kids. I mean, obviously, if they're babies in baby seats, they can't talk back. But toddlers, elementary, middle school, even teenagers, excellent role play partners. Your job as a mom is to get your kids to school and you're not able to join a role play group or a group of people that are, doing role play together. You're going to want to make your kids your role play partners. Now, as a byproduct, something I've learned after doing this for, however many years, my daughters are getting very good at cold calling. We've been role playing for so long that they know all the objections, all the handlers, and now they get on the phones and set appointments. So don't sleep on the fact that, maybe they're kids and they're not your ideal role play partner, but you might be creating a legacy by doing that every morning on your way to school with your kids. So that's going to be your best role play partner. Now, I know that a lot of people don't like cold calls. Fine, don't do cold calls. If cold calling is not your vibe, call people you already know. If you'd rather talk to friends and family, maybe you had a previous job where you owned a business and you already have a big book of clients of people who know, like, and trust you, fine. You do not have to become the king or queen of making cold calls. You can become someone who just leverages your own network. Or if you're somebody who really loves social media and you know how to turn social media leads into clients, then do that. So when I say at 8 a.m., you're going to start cold calling, I'm only sharing what was true for me, because what was true for me is that calling expireds, the 4 horsemen expireds, for sale by owner, just listed, just sold, that created a lot of business for me. But if that's not your vibe, don't feel like you have to quit the business. Maybe your vibe is calling warm leads, people who already know you. Maybe your vibe is you're really good on social media and you can turn a post into a client. Now, for all of you getting started, they're like, oh goodness, 2 hours, that feels like forever. Think about the gym. I don't know if you've ever had, for example, I was terrified of doing my trainer's full glute exercises. I was like, man, I'm not even going to be able to walk. So I started with 2 exercises, and then I did 4 exercises. And then after a couple of months, I was comfortable doing his whole glute routine. Cold calling can be the same way for you. If you're like, man, tackling 2 hours of the phone every day is just too much, start off with 30 minutes. Just create a habit that for 30 minutes a day, you're going to do this. And then you can work up once you started having that muscle of a habit. Maybe then you're going to do 45 minutes. Maybe then you're going to do an hour. However you get there, the goal is to be at a minimum of 2 hours a day of lead income creating activities. What are income creating activities? Plan. So P is for prospect, L is for lead follow-up, A is for appointments, and N is for negotiate. Those are your 4 income activities as a realtor. So whatever you're doing from 8 to minimum 10, really 12 would be ideal. It has to be something that creates new business for you. Social media, warm calling, cold calling, warm texting, cold texting, whatever it is you guys do that gets somebody to create an appointment with you. And that is our goal every day. One thing I'd be very careful about, since you have limited time, you don't have time to play, right? You only have like 6 hours a day that you get to work, since we're talking about this mom schedule. You can't be somebody who has contactitis, someone who's just there doing it, going through the motions. Oh, I got a contact today. You don't have time for that. You have to be somebody that says, today I'm here setting a minimum of 1 qualified appointment. So your behavior while you're making these calls, you have to be closing. You have to be getting to the point. And the point is that you want to set a listing appointment. Or if you're working with buyers, you want to set a buyer orientation. If every day you make calls until you get one person interested, then you have done your job. The rest will come from there. So that's the first part of your schedule. You're going to be moving your body, role playing with your kids on the way to school, and then you're going to make your lead generation calls. So what happens after that? The afternoon is where a lot of people's schedule gets a little dicey. And if you have kids, you really don't have a lot of time to waste. You're going to want to dial in at this point. So around 12 o'clock, 11:30, you're going to take a break, go out for fresh air, walk. It's so good for you. You need fresh air. Don't be stuck in a room with a computer. And you're going to eat. You need to eat. And after that, what you're going to do, and this is, everyone's going to want to throw tomatoes at my screen for what I'm about to say. Stop going to people's homes. You do not have time to drive 30 minutes, an hour to someone's home, sit there with them for another hour, and then drive back another hour. You don't have enough time for that. Now, am I saying to do every single listing appointment via Zoom? I'm not. You're going to have special occasions where you have to go and see the house. And this, some of you are just really going to be like, this is crazy. That doesn't work. Well, go and check with Michelle Pladen, Noemi Lalombas, Liz Casares, Melissa Valentin, a lot of the gals that I'm currently working with and that I have worked with. The majority of their listings, they have done Zoom listing appointments.